One thing I do want to ask you about as well, I know at the start of the year you were talking about a slightly more serious issue in terms of politics and the future of the NHS. How do you feel about that now, and are you still kind of committed to the idea of at some stage getting involved in the political process yourself?
Well, as it stands, I'm going to be on the ballot for the National Health Action Party in the European elections at the end of May. Largely, look, the way that those elections work, for me to actually end up as an MEP would take some sort of electoral miracle. You know, it's not really about trying to take power. The NHA really wants people to understand what is happening to the NHS. The mainstream is not particularly interested in telling you about the stealth privatisation of those health services. Most people in this country want a system that you get the health care as you need it, not whether or not you're rich. And that's really the principle that I'm trying to defend. No one's saying the NHS is perfect or it couldn't be improved, but the idea that the stealth privatisation will end up being irreversible thanks to TTIP is a genuinely terrifying prospect, and we're really just trying to make people aware of that so that they hopefully become political enough that they can tell their representatives that that is not what they want. What they want is a health service that's accorded to need, not wealth.
I know, I mean, at the start of the year, you made some quite bold statements about David Cameron and how he feels about your children, particularly if they're not rich. I'm curious, do you still stand by those statements? Because obviously I think at the time they got a lot of attention because of, I guess, the language you were using and how dramatic it seemed.
Yeah. Look, I believe that in terms of writing, writing, you can pick up any newspaper this morning and find hyperbole in that, where you read the headline, you go, and then you read the article and go, oh, that's writing to me. I think, you start with something quite shocking and then you explain your case. To me, anybody taking those comments is like genuinely me thinking David Cameron wakes up every morning thinking, how can I kill those children, is obviously idiotic. I don't think anybody that, frankly, is capable of any sort of thought at all read that and thought that was the point I was making. The point I was making is that the stealth privatisation of the NHS will end up that healthcare will be meted out according to your ability to pay. Not that he's like walking around now going, let's kill some children, just that when those children are older, they will not have free healthcare. They will have a system where they're expected to pay as and when they get ill. That's what I meant by that. I think anybody who actually read the article found that pretty self-explanatory, but there are obviously those people who have got, most of them got private interests in, the companies or in the trust funds that are making them money, and they want to get people distracted by, I can't believe you said these words, rather than the point you're actually making. They'd rather dismiss you because how dare you say that thing, than actually engage with the kind of the meat of the issue. And that's largely all that happened. People like Toby Young or Guido Fawkes, they're far more vested in trying to vilify anybody who's actually standing up for anything resembling kind of society, because all of their pals are millionaires who've got way more interest in this all just being run for the good of them and their other millionaire mates.